Om Sarvavedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Okay. Read verse number 475, please. Bandho mokshascha truptischa Chinta Rogyakshudhadayah Svenaiva Vedyayat Jnanam Pareshamanumanikam Tatasthita bodhayanti Gurava srutayo yatha Pragyayeva tared vidvan Ishvaranugrihitaya Tatasthita bodhayanti Gurava srutayo yatha Pragyayeva tared vidvan Ishvaranugrihitaya. See that. So in this knowledge of the self, four factors are very important. One is what they call Shastra, Yukti, then your Guru, Uktihi, and the last one, Anubhuti. You must watch out. When you say, in the knowledge of this self, Atmagyan, Shastra, Guru, Yukti, Anubhuti is important, don't you think you are missing out one most important thing, that is yourself? Are you getting that? If you are not there, who is going to teach about whom to whom? First, you must be there, and you are there. You are the subject. Shastra is your description. So you please think for yourself, which is more important? The Himalayan mountain range itself or the thousands of books written on Himalayas? Are you getting that point? You must see it very clearly. The existence of the mountain range or the Ganges by itself is very important. The books write about it. Books don't create Himalayas. Books don't create the Ganges. The geography teacher also doesn't create the Ganges, doesn't create the Himalayas. Neither the logic of it produces any object. Appreciate. Logic facilitates understanding. Yukti, logic, facilitates understanding. Logic doesn't produce the truth. So at no time, either the Guru or the Shastra or the logic should supersede the truth as such. You must see that beauty. The truth itself, ever existing. The scripture reveals it, talks about it, but the scripture itself by itself is not the truth. That is why the book does not become more important than the truth. People end up worshipping the book, forgetting the truth that is revealed. Like there is a map. The map which leads you to the treasure. If without the help of the map, listen, if without the help of the map you cannot reach the treasure, the map is as precious as the treasure. Because without that, following that map, you can't reach the treasure. So somebody gets that map. Since the map is so very precious as the treasure is, he makes a beautiful puja, one silver throne or a golden throne, puts that map there and every day worships. What will happen? In the process of worshipping, showing your lamp every day, there shall be the black soot which will cover the map. You will forget the map. Next generation also will forget the map. You shall be the worshipper of the treasure, but you shall not receive the treasury. So the map is meant to be followed. Map is not meant to be worshipped. So people keep the book there and worship the book. Some people are so fanatic about the book, if somebody touches the book, you will shoot him. And there are certain places when people carry the book. There is one katha I had gone to inaugurate. Then there are the hundreds of people that are carrying that book on their head and they are coming. Very nice. And the speaker had organized such a way that if you want to have the privilege of carrying the book, you have to pay, of course, 10,000 rupees. So, okay, good way of collecting the money. If he is going for a school or a college or a hospital, that's fine. But if it goes to person himself, then you know what it is. Anyway, so he was carrying around. So, I was supposed to give the inaugural speech. I gave only one statement because I said, he's going to listen for next 30 hours, next 7 days, every day 4 hours, 5 hours talk. Like a Bhagavad story. So I said, what can I say? You have got so many things to hear. 2 minutes, I said. I'm so happy to see that you are carrying the book on your head. It will be very nice if in a one sentence of it you carry inside your head. If you carry the book on your head, it will not solve your problem. If you take it in your head, it may do something. The books are not to be worshipped, books are to be followed. The scripture is like a map. But suppose in scripture there is no map, but only promises. If you read me, this will happen. If you read 10 times, this will happen. 100 times, this will happen. No. Same thing also teacher. If you hold on to the teacher, you will not get anything. It's just like the finger that points out to the moon. If you hang on to the finger, you will not see the moon. When the finger points the moon, you look in the direction of the finger. You don't hang on to the finger. Worshipping a milestone, you don't reach the destination. Chennai, 35 kilometers. So sit down there and start worshipping. You will not reach there because that is a milestone which provides you the direction. But the milestone itself is not the destination. The book itself is not the reality. The teacher itself is not the reality. The teacher facilitates, the book facilitates. So the most important thing in this, same thing, logic also facilitates the understanding of the scripture, understanding of yourself. Logic doesn't produce the truth. So you are the protagonist, the hero, what shall I say, the most important factor. Because you exist, therefore a scripture talks to you about yourself. Like the book, any time, because of the geography book, Himalaya mountain doesn't exist. Because the mountains exist, book talks about it. Because you are infinity, book talks about it. Because you are infinity, teacher talks about it. Not that because the book talks about it, therefore you must be infinity. Please understand. So because of the teacher's revelation, you are not who you are. Because you are who you are, the teacher reveals it. Logic is employed to counteract the wrong notions, wrong ideas, wrong identifications. With strong logic, he establishes the difference between who you are and what you have. If you take yourself to be what you have, you shall drag the identity of things that you have to yourself. You shall drag the limitations of things that you have towards yourself. If you say who you are, you shall play the roles with everything that you have. This is logic. And you cannot escape it. Understand? Any number of logic is given. Nyaya, so many different types of logic is given. Like suppose you say, you are existing in all the 3 periods of time. You exist in all the 3 periods of time, not because scripture says so. Because you exist, therefore it talks about it. How do I say I exist 3 periods of time? In the childhood, youth, old age, waking, dream, deep sleep? Yes. The body was a child. Can we say no? This is your anubhuti, your experience. The same body which was born like a baby, now the body has grown to be young. Now the same body which was 25-year-old, now it is 75-year-old. So childhood, youth, old age, 3 conditions of the body. In and through the 3 conditions of the body, who experienced the childhood, youth, old age, consciousness that you are one and the same, never grows old. If it is different consciousness in childhood, youth and old age, childhood consciousness, youthful consciousness, old age consciousness, if there are 3 different consciousnesses, then you cannot coordinate your experience, your anubhava, logic. So you can't escape it. So the logic only facilitates, are you getting that? But don't worship the logic. Understand? If you simply hold on to logic, it will be illogical. Mindless clinging to logic and intellectual jargons leads you to dry, monotonous life. It doesn't mean anything. That is why Panditya, simple mere scholarship, bhuktaye na to muktaye. It is only for stomach, not for liberation. Like that Texas farm boy, when he goes to Harvard, he was the first one in his generation to be sent to the college. The rest of them are all farmers, grandfather, father, everywhere farmer. So one day, this father, who was a great big farmer, cultivating hundreds of acres of land, one day decided, we are spending thousands of dollars on this fellow. What is he doing in that fancy college? Let us see. So he and his wife both went to Harvard University. And then the son comes out, takes them to the cafeteria in the university campus, all of them 3 sitting down there. And they have ordered the food, and then their father asks, what are you studying? The grandfather never studied, went to Kanya. I never went. My father never went. Your great-grandfather never went. We are spending thousands of dollars on this. What are you studying? He said, I am doing philosophy. Now I am going through logic. So what is this logic? This is the time the waiter comes in with 2 plates of chicken. Oh, you want vegetarian? 2 pieces of pizza. Okay? So he brought the... Then he said, Father, count. 1, 2. He said, this. This is 1, this is 2. 1 plus 2, 3. So there are 3 plates of pizza. Logic. 1, 2. So 1 plus 2, 3. So there are 3 pieces of pizza. This is logic. Then the farmer in his basic common sense intelligence says, looks at his wife, says, darling, you take the first one, I take the second one, let him eat the third one. This is logic, empty logic. No, story to say that, please. If you misuse the logic, it is not the mistake of the logic. It is the perversion of the individual. That's a different thing. So logically, it must be convincing, taking into account your anubhuti. The scripture and the teacher reveals the truth about yourself. And that is something which you can see for yourself. Nobody can see it for you. When you are hungry, nobody can eat for you. So very nicely says, all these things, bondage, moksha, liberation, truthi, satisfaction, chinta, anxiety, arogya, your well-being, kshudadaya, hunger and thirst, all these things you can feel for yourself. Swamaiva vedyaha yat jnanam. This is you alone can know by yourself. Paresham anumanikam. Others cannot know it. Nor others can eat for you. When you are hungry, somebody cannot eat for you. When you are bound, somebody cannot be freed for you. When you are having anxiety, somebody cannot be restful for you. You feel bound, you are liberated. You see it for yourself. The teacher reveals it, scripture reveals it. Don't say, you don't have to do anything. I have done everything for you. It's just like, that is where the people become helplessly dependent and therefore lose their sanity. That is where you become indoctrinated by illogical, irrational faith, where you have to believe and not question. You have to accept and not challenge. The truth is something we should be like they call it sthanu nikandana nyaya. When you are digging a hole and fixing a pole, how do you know that the pole is fixed? Shake it well. That is known as the sthanu niskandana nyaya. When you are digging a hole and fixing a pole, you shake it. If it's shaking, oh, that is not right. Bang, 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 all sides. Fix it up. It should never shake. Your knowledge should be unshakable, not faith. You know, unshakable faith. Unshakable faith means unshakable fanaticism. Faith is the beginning. Are you getting that point, please? Faith is the beginning. Because if you have no faith, you will not inquire. I say you are infinity. No, I am not. Now what will you do? Now what shall I do? You are the absolute. No, I don't believe in it. Now what shall you do? Really? Hey, if you are intelligent enough, you will grab it. Why? Everybody says I am an idiot, I am useless, I am stupid. At least somebody for a change says I am infinity absolute. How? Can you tell me how? You should be more interested, more inquisitive. Really? I am infinity, immortal. Wow, how? Tell me. No, I don't believe in that. Alright, why should I insist on your belief? You be condemned to mortality, who says not? Why should I worry if you are dying? Are you getting that? That is where comes your confidence, absolute confidence. If the person doesn't believe it, you don't feel bad about it. There is a difference between knowledge and information. If you are a faith-oriented fellow, you will have no confidence. That is where you need support of hundreds of people around you. Where thousands of people cannot go wrong, don't talk nonsense. No truth is determined by popular vote. There was a king, Vikramaditya, and he had so many 9 great poets in his, they call it Navaratna, 9 jewels in his court. One was Kalidasa, other was Bhavavuti. Kalidasa was an amazing poet, Bhavavuti also no less. But between the husband and wife, king and the queen, they were patronizing. King was patronizing Kalidas, queen patronizes Bhavavuti. Naturally good for them also. So one day there was a friendly banter, conflict between the husband and wife. Dampatya Kalaha. Dampatya Kalaha means husband and wife, when they fight, don't take sides. You must be nuts. Very nicely they say, Aja Juddhe, Rishi Shraddhe, Prabhate Megadambare, Dampatya Kalaheshaiva, Bhavarambe Lahu Kriya. These things, 4 things he say. Aja Juddha. Have you seen goats fighting? When the goats fight, both will raise their head. Ooh, but when they hit, the speed and vigor with which they raise their head is the same vigor they hit their head, there will be dead. There will be death. Both will die. They'll, they'll go. Aja Juddha. Rishi Shraddha. Rishi Shraddha. The Shraddha of a Rishi. The Rishi means he is supposed to be liberated. When you do that ceremony for him, that anniversary, that is a pure nonsense. Because for whose sake you are doing? Rishi is liberated. The Shraddha ceremony is totally useless for him. But then big arrangement, thousands of people are feeding for whom? The guy who is gone already. Rishi Shraddha. Prabhate Meghadambare. In the early morning, thunder will not bring you rain. Big noise will come, but no rain will come. Prabhate Meghadambare. In the same way, Dampatya Kalaheshaiva, when the husband and wife fight. Bhavarambe Bhagav. Big fight fizzles out in a day. So if you are trying to solve their problem, you will be sticking like a sore thumb. Because suppose, hey, you should not have done that. Now they come together, now you are standing out. Are you getting that? Therefore, never mediate between the two. Say, hey, this is also good, that is also good. That's the best advice. Okay. So both of them are having a nice fight. Bhagavati big, Kalidasa big. Alright, let us test it out. So both of them went in the guise of a village man and woman, and there is a dead body, child. They asked. They cried and cried. When they are Bhagavati coming, they are crying. And Bhagavati was moved by their crying and said, what happens? The child is dead and you have the mantra siddhi. You have the siddhi. You have the mantra siddhi means you have the power over his mantra, which you have mastered a mantra, particular hymn, by singing, chanting which you can bring the dead back to life. Please use it for us. He was so moved, he did that. Did the prayoga, he did that. Child, they shook, nothing. And he said, what can I do? I can only sing, chant. But your prarabdha, your karma, baby's karma, I can't say anything. He went. Kalidasa comes. Same thing, crying, miserable. What happened? Okay. Kalidasa also was moved. He said, okay, all right. So he started singing, chanting the mantra. Shake the baby. Dead. He said, baby is not dead. Kalidasa said, baby is not dead. How are you so sure? He said, if he is dead, he has to come up because I have done this mantra. Shake him. King smiled. You saw that? This is Kalidas. And you wake up, the baby was not dead. Confidence. I know. If it is dead, it will come. There is no question of not coming. Same thing. A person who knows the truth. That type of confidence comes inside you. If I say you are infinite, you are infinite. I don't understand. Even if you don't understand, you are it. So if somebody says, I don't believe it, don't believe, how does it matter? You are still the absolute. That is why the student must be ready. But the teacher must be correct. If the teacher is goofy, if the student is not ready, only one student is destroyed. If the teacher is goofy, oh boy, generations get goofed up. That is why wrong religious principles, wrong precepts, blind faiths, monotonous, holding on to unverified, unverifiable statements only destroys people. It should be available for questioning. Anyway, therefore, the qualification of the student is questioning the teacher. Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprasnena. Krishna says to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, know this truth. Pranipata, surrender, fall flat at my foot. Nothing wrong. But pariprasna, question. Because you fall flat at my feet, therefore don't accept my thoughts. Challenge. Pariprasna. Question. I have respect for your wisdom, but I must challenge your wisdom before I take it. The teacher encourages the challenging. The scripture encourages the challenge. That is why Guru Shishya Sambhada is not a monologue. Teaching is not a monologue. Teaching is a dialogue. Where the Guru speaks, student questions. If he understands, nice. Doesn't understand, questions. How do you say that? Until all his questions go away. Because your anubhuti, your experience, being with yourself is absolutely more important. Okay, having told this, now he says, so that is what? So when you can feel it for yourself, and that is why Guravaha Tatasthita Bodayanti Gurava Srutavo Yatha Srutayaha Guravaha. The scriptures as well as the gurus, they reveal the truth to you, Tatasthita. Not like they can show it like a flower. Hey, this is the flower, so this is the truth. Such a thing is not available. Indirectly only they can tell. They can go on telling you what all you are not. Neti neti nyayena. Not this body, you are not. Thought, you are not. I thought, you are not. Anything that you say is yours, you are not. Anything that you say, I, it is not. The word itself is not. Then what is this? Silence is not any sound. Sound of the bird? No. Sound of the cat? No. Sound of the waterfall? No. Every sound gone. Then what? That. You can't say what it is. Understand? Your being, does it make it difficult or easy? Easiest. You understand? I have told you so many times, please think for yourself. Which one is easy, sound or silence? For silence, what sound should you produce? What instruments you need? What speech you require? What script you need? Universal language. Same thing, your self-awareness, consciousness. Teachers reveal it, bas just reveal. Prajñaya eva taret vidwan, vidwan, so one. Prajñaya eva taret, one who sees it clearly, going beyond the words. Like finger pointing out the moon. You drop the finger, see the moon. I say, bring the flower. You listen to the word, but bring the object. You don't bring the word. Everywhere, the meaning is more meaningful than the sound. When I say, please understand, you say, drink water. You don't drink the word, what it stands for. Bring the money, not the word, what it stands for. Gold, not the word, what it stands for. Then why only in case of the I, the word I is more important, not what it stands for? Every time you are using the meaning, not the sabda, but the artha. So how suddenly you have fallen in love with a sabda? Nishabdam. Who you are is not a word. Yourself. Nishkalam, nirupadikam. Understand? No kala, no part, no name. So that is Ishvara Anugruhita. So we say prajnaya, by your own intelligence, contemplation, by God's grace. It's a beautiful language, a gratitude that you understand, see this reality. The teacher reveals it, you see the truth for yourself. Okay. Next. Swanubhutya swayam gyatva samatmanam akhanditam sansiddha sammukhe tishthed nirvikalpatmanatmani swanubhutya swayam gyatva swamatmanam akhanditam sansiddha sammukham tishthed nirvikalpatmanatmani. So he says, Swanubhutya swayam gyatva swam atmanam akhanditam. Swayam gyatva. Swa anubhutya swayam gyatva. Knowing yourself, swayam gyatva. Swa anubhutya, by your own experience. Listen carefully. The statement I have given you already, explained to you long back. I hope you remember that class. Because this type of statement, if it is not rightly understood, can create heavy confusion. Gyantva, knowing yourself, swa anubhutya, by your own experience. The moment you listen to that word, immediately fellow will say, oh, I have known these words, but experience I don't have. I hope you have got it already. So many times I have explained to you. Understand. Experience is always existing. You don't pick up an experience. Swa anubhuti. Atma, when you say Atma anubhuti, Atma, I, self and the experience are not two different things. Self is Anubhava Swarupa. And all the time it is existing. I had given you the example, I'll explain it to you again, please see. Are you experiencing the flower? Yes or no? Yes. You are experiencing the flower. When you say you are experiencing the flower, what does it mean? You are seeing the flower. When you see the flower, do you use your nose? You are using your eyes, right? When you are touching the flower, you are using your tongue, right? No, hand. Okay, I'm stupid. What to do? Okay. So suppose you are smelling the flower, you are using your toes, right? No, nose. Oh, my English goes crazy. Okay. Understand. So when you are experiencing, listen, you are experiencing, you are seeing it, touching it, tasting it, smelling it. Okay? And also, you can't hear the flower. Can you hear anybody hears a flower? You can't hear a flower. Okay? Okay, just think of it. So when you are experiencing, you are seeing. Now, suppose, please see. So you are experiencing the flower means you are experiencing seeing the flower. Now put one more extra verb inside. Experiencing the flower means you are experiencing seeing the flower, right? You are experiencing touching the flower. You are experiencing smelling the flower. Thus you can see when a touching, smelling, seeing goes on changing, experiencing is constant. Seeing as an experience can cease. Touching an experience can end. Smelling as an experience can end. But experiencing as an experience, can it end? Huh? Cannot. Why? You experience seeing. Close your eyes. Do you see now? No. Do you experience not seeing? Yes. So experiencing continues. That is yourself. Being conscious. Atma Anubhuti. Don't say, I am experiencing the self. This is the stupid type of teaching when you come across, You should have anubhava, you should have the experience. Then the person there, I don't have experience. Very, very difficult. Atma anubhava, very difficult. Atma anubhava, difficult. Experiencing a sound or a touch or a taste or a smell is very difficult. Why? You have to go for it. Suppose I say, have you experienced the fall of, Niagara Fall? Where is that? In America. No hope. Why? I don't think I'll ever go there. Finish. Have you experienced the beast, wild beast, in its migration in Tanzania? Where is that? In Africa. What do? Thousands of kilometers they cross. No hope. I don't think I can go. There shall be many things in life which you cannot see, cannot hear, cannot taste, cannot touch. These are our relative experience. The best is the cheapest, easiest. Yourself, consciousness always there. You don't have to travel continents. Wait for a holy time or unholy time. No dependence on anything. Understand, the real beauty thing is the best things of life come absolutely free. Breathing is important, or smelling all the fragrance of all the perfumes are important. If you don't smell the perfumes, will you die? But if you breathe, if you don't breathe, you will die. Breathing comes easy, effortless, air is there. Fragrance may or may not be. Sunlight, free. Air, free. Accommodation in space, free. The basics of existence is free. Being conscious, free. Happiness, free. Immortality, free. Sensations, difficult. You want a particular sensation, you have to organize. The choice is yours. That's why when you are a happy man, you are the richest man in the world. Because what you have, everybody is looking for it. Your comparison doesn't come. Are you sleeping on an ordinary piece of cloth or on a sabul bed sheet? There is one bed sheet is available in Russia. Sabul, like a mink. One bed sheet cost only $2-3 million, 12 crores of rupees. Bed sheet. Don't know what you do on that bed sheet. By chance, that costly, you won't even get into it. You'll be afraid to get into that. Am I going to spoil it? Because I'm so stupid, right? Like in a very well-appointed hotel, you don't want to go there because I may spoil it. People are afraid. Understand? But what have we done? Wrong teaching, wrong exposure. So people think sensations and other things are very easy, but knowing yourself is difficult. No, just the other way around. Swanubhutya swayam gyatva samyak atmanam akhanditam. Knowing the self, indivisible, ever existing, sansiddha sammukham tishthet. Straight away, right in front as though it is existing. It is right in front, face to face you come across the reality. Face to face means these are all a description, meaning you are with yourself. Nirvikalpa atmana atmani. Nirvikalpa atmana atmani tishthet. By himself, in himself. Atmana atmani. By himself, in himself, he is existing. Where there is no difference between who he is, the experiencer, and the experience, the experiencing, all the three, one and the same, nirvikalpa, being with yourself. Having told, he says, hey, you think what I am telling, this is my personal philosophy? By now you should have understood. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruktiresham Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagaccha Akhanda Rupa Sthitireva Moksha Brahma Dvitiye Srutaya Pramanam Vedanta Siddhanta Niruktiresha Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagaccha Akhanda Rupa Sthitireva Moksha Brahma Dvitiye Srutaya Pramanam. It's so beautiful. You understand the richness of this human tradition, where the teacher completely is like a self-effacement, withdraws himself, relegates himself to background, reveals all the thing, and then he says, I am not doing it. This is a tradition. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruktiresha. This is the declaration of the Vedanta tradition. Vedanta Siddhanta. That is how the Shruti says. Shrutireva Pramanam. Shruti, as I told you, Shrutireva Pramana means Shruti reveals. But in your own existence, Swata Pramanam. You don't depend upon somebody else to establish yourself. Self-evident. Your being who you are is self-evident. Not because scripture says so, but the scriptures reveal it. Because I by myself cannot know that this is me. Why? From the childhood, with the sense organs, I cannot escape looking out. Paranchikani swayambhu vetruna tasmat param pashyati. The Creator himself as though destroyed the man by giving him a set of sense organs which are khani, indriyani, paranchi, extrovert. So as a child, when you are born with this body, I get hypnotized, mesmerized by the sights, colors, sounds, tastes, touches and smells. That is why the child is always going out. Have you seen a child sitting and meditating? Brahman. 1, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Why? Happiness is myself, you know. The moment the child starts crawling, got out of the room. You do not stay inside the room. Sing, 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 sing. And mommy carries it and takes him around also. Hello, can't walk. 3 months, 5 months, 6 months old. Then we'll tell, take me out. Have you seen children? They cry. The moment you get in a car, they also cry. Like your dog getting in. They also want to go. Why? For a tour. Naturally comes. Extrovertedness is natural to man. Because the sense organs give you the sensation of the external world. And sensations are very comfortable. Uncomfortable sensation, they won't want it. Morning when we are walking, we have got a stick. It's not a stick for a style sticking, not for a stylistic stick, isn't it? A stick is there. And today, this morning, we are going, there are 2 dogs only standing there. One is unnecessarily aggressive. The commander-in-chief, he takes a small black stick. When he showed it, the fellow ran for his life. He did not hit, just showed it, because they know it, no. the animals know. Trunapanim društva agacchati. When he sees the grass in your hand, the animal will come. Dandapanim društva dhavati. If he sees the stick in your hand, he runs. Because he remembers, Dandapani, pull danda on this stick. The fellow who has got the stick in the hand, when the stick falls on his back, he knows his feelings are not very comfortable. So he runs for life. But one who has taken the grass, he comes for it. Memory. So just show him. He runs. So when as a child you have got uncomfortable experience, I don't want to go to that uncle's house. Why? Not comfortable. But this mummy's, these other friend's house, oh yes, we'll go. The moment you say the name, I want to come. Why? Comfort. I'm hitting that. The person is yet to discover the comfort inside in your own home. Now it is all outside. Some children never grow up. 70-year-old baby, 50-year-old baby, 90-year-old baby, grown up, mustachioed babies. Why? Outside. By himself he cannot know that all that I am looking for is in myself. There is no question of looking at yourself. Always looking out. Looking out is natural. Are you getting that point, please? Looking out is natural. So don't ask a fellow, hey, this fellow is too extrovert, then what else shall I be? You tell a fellow, this fellow is always running after these sounds and touches and smells, then what shall he run after? No, why don't you interest in Brahman? What Brahman are you talking? Where did you see Brahman? Where is happiness consciousness? Sensation is the name of the game. I say, don't blame the people. That is why, if you keep your mind open, and your mind should not be spoiled. By what? When you are looking out and you are frustrated, somebody says, no hope anywhere in the outside world. Instead of giving you the address in yourself, he helps you to postpone to the after death somewhere in the heavens, another outside. You understand the dirty game? Not here. After you die. Now suppose that has gone into your skull, it is drilled into your skull, that's the right word. It is totally drilled into your skull, it is after death, outside. Suppose somebody says, you are happiness, you have mentally, you are already programmed, you have already postponed. There is no question of your breaking that conditioning to look at yourself now. Why? No hope. You have already decided no hope. That is why people find it extremely difficult to look at themselves. Or suppose another thing is, you can see that, but it's very, very difficult. That is another drilling into the skull. Very difficult. Only rare few shall understand this truth. No, the other way around. Only rare people do not understand. average fellow understands. Because it is yourself. What is the question of not understanding it? That is yourself. What is the idea of telling, I shall tell you the truth? What is that? You can't know it. Then why are you talking about it? You understand the joke of it? I shall say something which will solve all your problem. Really? Yes. What is that? You will never know. Now, don't you think you should keep your trap shut? Why do you give me a hope and make me hopeless? But the teacher reserves his right to be stupid. Goes on promising so that you get continuous followers. Why? Progressing. You understand? Dangerous part of it. Look at the scripture. How beautiful. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruktiresha. What is the declaration? Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagacha. Jivaha Brahmaiva. That is Brahman consciousness. All pervasive, it is Jiva. It is yourself, individual. Macrocosm is in microcosm. Sakalam Jagacha, also in and through whole appearances of waking, dream, deep sleep. The entire three universe, gross, subtle, causal. Akhanda Rupa Sthitireva Moksha. So moksha is Akhanda Rupa Sthiti, to be one with that indivisible, all-pervasive existence, which has reached you before even you attempt to reach it. When you say, think, when you say, your key is lost, who is lost? You are lost or key is lost? Huh? When you say your cow is lost, who is lost? Does the cow feel lost or you feel lost? Are you getting that? The cow doesn't feel lost. The cow is hanging around, he is grazing. Wherever he is happily grazing. He doesn't remember your house or you. Does the key feel lost? I have a, that O2. There is a stylus. 1 year back, I lost it in the ashram. In 5-7 years time, after 7 years, one day, suddenly it fell. Then I say, oh boy, where is gone? Then I picked up one from Arunachala and picked up, and he had got one. I put it. After 1.5 years, today, this time when I came back from Orissa, Prakash comes and tells me, Swamiji, I found it. I say, what? What did you find? He gives me the one. So all along it was lying down in front of my house near that grass. When they are pulling the thing, they got the stylus. So who was feeling? That fellow was feeling most, Ayo, Swamiji is not picking me up. I don't know what to do. I am supposed to be inside that O2. Now I am lying down here helpless. Was he me lost? So when you say, you don't find God, who is lost? God is lost or you are lost? You don't find the truth. Who is lost? Truth is lost or you are lost? Truth is lost, no? Stupid. This is yourself. It has already reached you. If you don't know, what can the truth do? What God can do? The teacher, instead of facilitating, it makes you to postpone it further. Not now. Conditions apply. Huh? For me to be God, to be one with the truth, conditions apply. Already I am that. What conditions apply? You must shave your head, dig a hole and sit down under a tree for 14-15 years. Only when the anthill comes up, then slowly we will break it out. As you bring you out carefully, truth also will come out inside. Is it hatching or what? Truth is being hatched from an egg. But that type of thing you listen. Oh, that boy meditated for 10 years, 15 years. He had no teacher. Therefore he was struggling. He didn't have a scripture. That's why he is struggling. If there is a Shastra, if there is a Guru, you know what Upanishad says? Acharyavan Purusha Veda. That is the declaration of the scripture. Acharyavan Purusha Veda. The person who has a teacher knows. Acharya. What is Acharya? Acharati iti Acharya. Not who speaks, one who lives the truth. L-I-V-E, not L-E-A-V-E. When I say I am happiness, I must be happiness. You are happiness, I am miserable. Right? It doesn't work. So much of confidence. Why? Because it is yourself. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruktiresa Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagatcha Akhanda Rupa Sthitireva Moksha. To be one with this individual existence, liberation. Brahma Ditiye Srutaya Pramanam. Brahma Advitiye. That Brahma being one without a second, in that Shruti is Pramana. That is the revelation. That is the Shruti points out, and you see the truth of it in your own anubhava, in your own self. That is what I am. It's not a matter of belief or an imposition, but discovering in yourself who are you. With this, the teaching, the whole thing comes to an end. Right? Iti guru vachana sruti pramana paramavagamya satatvamatma yuktya prashamita karana samahitatma kvachidachala kruti atmani tisthito bhut. So, iti guru vachanat shruti pramanat. Thus, iti, thus, guru vachanat, being instructed by the student. Who is the student? Remember the student. First day when he was coming, how did he come? Crying. Namo namaste gurave mahatmane vimukta sangaya, crying, Look at me. I am totally Durvara sansara davagni taptam dodhu yamanam drudrushtavateihi bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityo saranyamanyatvadaham najane. This was the student in the beginning. Comes and pleads his case. Durvara sansara davagni taptam. I am roasted in this forest fire of samsara. Dodhu yamanam, completely shaken by the winds of the unknown. Adrushtavateihi, dodhu yamanam. Bhitam, frightened. Prapannam, I surrender unto you. Bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityo. Please protect me from this fear of death. Why? Saranyamanyat vadaham najane. I don't know anybody else other than you who can take me out of this fear. And that time what this teacher did? Mahavaishta vidwan tavanastya. Hey vidwan, hey learned one, that you are looking for this knowledge is a great thing. Dhanyosi, krutakrityosi, plavitam pavitam te kulam dvaya. You are really a blessed fellow. You have sanctified yourself and your own generations of lives, in your own generations of parents, father, mother, all that. That you are interested in knowing the self, the absolute. Don't worry, I shall tell you the truth. Next 450 verses went for that. Reveal the truth. Iti, with that. Suti pramanat, guru vachanat. So, the teacher revealed the truth using the Shruti. Paramavagamya satatvam atma yuktya. Satatvam, knowing the truth as it is, himself, yuktya, by logic, as well as recognizing himself, prashamita upakarana, samahita atma. Upakarana prasamita. Now there is no restlessness. What is there to go anywhere now? Sense organs in their own place, body in its own place. Samahita antakarana. Mind also is not moving out because he understood. Kvachit achalakruti atmanisthito abhut. For some time, when the teacher finishes, achalakruti, immobile, atmanisthito abhut, he sat down quietly. Seeing, being the truth as it is. What all the teacher says is so true. What the scriptures reveal is so true. Now the teacher, scripture, book, disciple, all gone. Okay? Being with that, then he keeps quiet, then opens the floodgate of his gratitude and experiences tomorrow. Please close your eyes.